Well, Sadiq, I think you forgot about this. Let's begin. Now, of course, we all know there's an election coming up, and I'm not talking about the big government election. I'm talking about Sadiq Khan's mayor election, where, let's face it, quite a few people out there more than likely think he's going to win again, and, in my opinion, no doubt carry on with all the crap that I guess he just seems to love to do. But there is just one thing, one teeny weeny thing, which he's forgetting that a lot of people are peed off about, which could, unfortunately for him, ruin his chances and let another male candidate come in and take his place. Hopefully, it'll be reform. But I don't know about you, but personally I think anyone will be better than him. But anyway, the article says that this one issue could derail Sadiq Khan's London mayoral bid. So just what is it then? Because let's face it, if he's forgot about it, it's going to really pee him off if he loses. Well, it says that Sadiq Khan's hope for securing a third term as London mayor next week could still be damaged by a ULEZ backlash. An activist concerned about the impact of the emissions policy on London motorists has claimed, and he is forgetting about that, isn't he? Not only the initial ULEZ, but no doubt, of course, the expansion of it, which, let's face it, has peed a load of people off, because no doubt, of course, they are now having to pay £12.50 a day just to use their cars, which, if anything, is an utter outrage in my opinion, especially as no doubt, of course, this is going to hit the poorest the hardest, because they are surely the ones with the older vehicles, and therefore not able to afford newer cars which are, ULEZ compliant. But it does also say, though, that the Labour incumbent is hot favourite to be re-elected on May the 2nd. But Claire Turner, who posts on the Stop ULEZ message forum, suggested things might not be that clear-cut. She told the Express.co.uk, shameless plug for you there, will the ULEZ expansion affect the voting public, and if so, to what extent? I think the anger at Sadiq Khan for expanding ULEZ is much bigger than people or even the polls realised. And she also explained that I have spoken to so many people over the last year and they are frustrated at the way the expansion was brought in. And personally, I think she's got a really big point there, especially, of course, if the other mayoral candidates say, I'm not going to do that, ULEZ. I'm actually going to give the decision to the public on what cars they actually want to drive. And not punish them for it, because let's face it, that is what this ULEZ seems to be doing. It just makes me wonder if that is indeed the case, how much that will affect the vote. Either way though, I think Sadiq Khan is going to be taking a little bit of a hit on it either way, no doubt. Because let's face it, that surely is not very popular, eh? ULEZ isn't the only issue that he's got to think about here. Unless the government is paying for life juggling circus acts to entertain the public, I'm guessing that something like knife crime might be a big problem for him to overcome, because let's face it, there seems to be way too many knife crimes in London, or indeed a lot of places come to think of that, so surely the government really does need to sort this out and stamp out giving harsher sentences for it once and for all. She also says this though, that many people in the outer boroughs who felt disconnected from London and didn't bother to vote last time are fully aware of the effect that the mayor can have on their lives, and they are not happy with the current one. Hopefully this will lead to a much bigger turnout than last time. And referring to the Tory mayoral candidate, Miss Turner added, if Susan Hall does get elected, I believe that ULEZ will have played a big part in that, and it will send a message to all parties, much like the upset it caused for when the Tories held Uxbridge. ULEZ on this scale is not acceptable, and other cities, possibly all over Europe, due to Sadiq Khan's connection with C40 cities, will be looking on with interest. And let's face it, I'm guessing that if the unthinkable happens in his eyes and he does get voted out and get replaced with someone who gets rid of ULEZ, it just makes me wonder how many other countries will sit back and think, oh crap, we also better do that and get rid of these clean air zones, as they call them, with harmful fumes or whatever other crap they seem to come out with. Let's face it though, at the end of the day, cars, surely in the 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s and round about then, were much more polluting than what they are now. And we never had any of this ULEZ crap back then, did we? I mean, admittedly, I'm not really that old, but the history books tell me that they didn't. Anyway, listen to this, because it says that a Savanta poll published today for the Mayoral Institute at the Queen Mary University of London gave Mr Khan his smallest ever lead over Miss Hall, 13%. 13, eh? Unlucky for some, Sadiq. I wonder if that's you this time. Mr Khan was on 46% with his Conservative challenger, who pledged to scrap ULEZ on 33%. And commenting on a contest earlier this week, pollster Sir John Curtis nevertheless suggested that an upset was unlikely, which hopefully he is wrong. I mean, pollsters not always right, are they? Although admittedly, he is quite right a lot of the time. But he did acknowledge, though, he won't do so well as his party would do in a general election because he's not particularly personally popular, which I'm guessing Rishi Sunak is currently facing that challenge at the moment because, let's face it, when the 2024 general election comes around, he's going to get booted out of Downing Street faster than you can say Amanda Holden should date the smug one.